the man spotted a glowing stone not far away. He walked over and wiped off the sand and soil from its surface. To his surprise, the more he looked at it, the more it resembled gold. Determined to find out if it truly was gold, he hurriedly called over his companion to take a look. The companion took out a lighter and set fire to the stone. After this experiment, they confirmed that it was indeed gold. Elated, they grabbed tools and started digging. To their astonishment, no matter how long they dug, there seemed to be no end in sight. It dawned on them then that this might be a gold mine. They tied a rope around the gold nugget, hoping to haul it out with their car, only to find that even after the rope snapped, the nugget remained stubbornly in place. Staring at this massive chunk of gold, the companion suggested going to town to borrow an excavator. He left some food behind for the man and told him to wait there. To avoid getting sunburned, the man found a tattered cloth and hung it from a tree to create some shade. Then, he settled down for a nap. However, when he woke up, his companion still hadn't returned. But he didn't dwell on it much and instead turned his attention to survival, starting to gather dry firewood. It was then that he stumbled upon an airplane wreckage. This would make for an excellent campsite, he thought, though he couldn't see the gold from here. So, he dismantled a few pieces of the wreckage and dragged them over to the gold nugget. After setting up a makeshift tent, he lay down to sleep again, thinking his companion would be back soon. But 3 days passed, and there was still no sign of his companion. At this point, he seemed to realize something. Grabbing a rock, he started pounding away at the gold, finally managing to chip off a watermelon-sized piece. Just as he was about to leave with this gold nugget, a voice crackled through the walkie-talkie. It was his companion. The companion said there were some issues with his car but that he'd be there soon. He urged the man to stay and guard the gold, making sure no one else found it. Under the companion's persuasion, the man decided to stay and continue watching over the gold mountain. Just then, a car approached from a distance. The man was desperate to shout for help, but he remembered his companion's warning. So, he hid himself and waited for the car to drive away. But then, the wind picked up. A sandstorm was bearing down on him. The man rushed into his tent, but the sandstorm quickly tore it to shreds. He scrambled over to the gold, hoping to find some shelter there. Fortunately, the sandstorm soon passed, but misfortune struck again when a pack of wild dogs surrounded him, refusing to leave. At that very moment, another man was watching the scene through a telescope. It turned out that the companion had arrived in the desert long ago, intending to keep the gold for himself, and the first man had paid the price for his own greed.